Street Cred, breaking down all things MMA with Thomas Dozier and Nick Turdick. Street Cred.
Let's get into it. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier. It's been a while since they fought. Dustin went on a run here of 10-2. Conor obviously went on his own run and was also devastating, guys. Is there, first of all, I think you're on Conor. Where are you at with this fight?
Yeah, I don't see Dustin. I don't see Dustin being able to bridge that gap that was once Conor finishing him within, I don't know, a minute and a half.
Okay.
I think this is a more focused Conor McGregor. I think this Conor McGregor looks like he has a long-term goal in mind, and that's, really establishing himself as the best and campaigning for a fight and rematch with Khabib. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what Conor wants, and I think that's what the UFC wants.
I know, they do.
So, in my opinion, and in Conor's opinion too, I do believe Conor is going to finish Dustin within the first minute of this fight, first minute to 2 minutes of this fight. I really do believe that.
All right, so you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I drank it.
Oh, you finished the Kool-Aid.
It is finished, and I have none left.
Because I'm seeing that you definitely drank the Conor Kool-Aid. Okay, Conor predicts 60 seconds, and you obviously are doing the same thing. You're saying Conor is correct about this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which would be unfortunate because I would like to see a little more action than 60 seconds.
I know. That's why we're going to get our action in the Chandler fight, right? Because the main event's only going to be about a minute and a half.
Look at you predict this fight.
Yep.
All right, so let's take that angle for a minute. And I'm not saying I'm not also with that same kind of angle, but I have a little slant also that's different. I think Conor is minus 300. It's still not a terrible bet. Because the UFC would love to see Conor be the ultimate champion, or at least fight Khabib for the championship.
Yeah.
So there's no way Dustin could ever win a decision with the UFC kind of, swirling around Conor so much. Could it even be possible that Dustin would win a decision? Never.
Yeah. And let's not forget that the UFC has already set the stage for Khabib to come, and the whole Dana White has a meeting with Khabib. Dana White has a meeting with Khabib. What's he going to say? Is he going to fight? Is he not going to fight? Is he retired? Is he not retired? And then we had the big announcement on ABC. It was after the first fight of the main event. And what did Dana White say? Khabib said? He said he'll fight maybe. You know what I mean? He's got to see something spectacular in order to really commit to coming back. In my opinion, he's going to see Conor knock out Dustin within the first minute and a half, and he's going to say, all right, dude, let's do this. Let's run it back.
Okay, and we're hoping that is the thing. Now, everyone is in agreement, Dana White, Khabib, that by Sunday, so the fights are Saturday, by Sunday, Dana meets Khabib in Vegas, right? That's the plan. And then Khabib gives his final decision. So we don't have to wait around. He's either going to fight or he's going to give it up. And we got to have a decision here, right? That's what he's going to say. We'll see, all right? But it's going to take a very impressive win by Conor to get Khabib interested. Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Khabib is saying he doesn't want to hold up the division, right? But if he doesn't see any, spectacular performance from either Conor, Dustin, Hooker, or Chandler, Dana also mentioned guys like Charles Oliveira, who Khabib was very impressed with. So it's like, what are we going to wait for Charles Oliveira to fight Justin Gaethje for Khabib to decide he's not going to hold up the division and he's not going to fight? So
Can't wait. You can't wait.
You can't hold it up. It's got to happen this weekend. You're going to have Conor knock out Dustin in a minute and a half, and then they're going to make the Khabib Conor rematch, and it's going to be in the summertime, and there's going to be people there.
And well, there'll be people there. So the fix is in for you.
The fix is in, and it's going down.
Now, the worst thing that could happen here for the UFC is if Dustin pulls out an improbable win, or if they fight to a complete decision where it's like, 5 rounds of not really knowing who won, which is probably impossible. But that's not going to excite a guy like Khabib, who finished both of these guys. If they can't finish each other, what is he coming back for?
If Dustin beat Conor, right? Let's just say Dustin beats Conor. Let's just say he takes him down and submits him in middle of the fight. Right. The UFC still wouldn't make that fight, I don't believe.
There's no reason.
Who wants to see Khabib versus Dustin again?
Yeah, right. Khabib would be a minus 380, and no one would care about the fight. The only fight they care about is Conor Khabib 2. And we won't even get that far ahead of ourselves. This is my feeling. Conor most likely will win this fight. But I wanted to point out a very narrow pathway that Dustin has, to win this fight in a very legitimate way. And that is this. You're going to make Conor uncomfortable. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, Conor likes rangy, long distance, right? And he likes to counterpunch, and he likes to time you and time your reach. He's got a longer reach. I like Dustin to take the approach of fighting Conor inside of a telephone booth where he crowds him the whole entire fight and makes him uncomfortable and moves in ways that are moving around Conor's power situations, that left hand, and counter moves and constantly crowds Conor. Who else did that, Nick, successfully, very successfully?
Against Conor?
Yeah, Khabib.
Khabib. Yeah.
Right. Khabib had a game plan, which is not getting out and letting him range and long kick and long left hands. Khabib crowded him, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a street fight, and he kept crowding him. And Conor does not like that type of fight. He likes to be out and be aggressive, long kicks, long punches, rangy, always checking out your range. How far are you? Where he can land. He likes that karate style, right? That would never serve Khabib well. Khabib crowded him, put him in a telephone booth, and basically choked him out.
Yeah.
That's the only narrow path for Dustin here, is to crowd him and swarm him, not unlike what Holloway just did. All right? There's no way this fight goes 5 rounds and Dustin somehow wins this fight. It's impossible. Yeah. So he's got one narrow path, which is crowd him, make him uncomfortable, and turn this into a very crowded telephone booth. That's in my mind. If there's a narrow chance, that's the path he's got to take here. Not exchanging punches in the middle of the ring. That never, ever is going to work here.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that if Dustin wants to win, again, he's got to get his hands on him. He's got to drag him down to the ground. And he's got to get him tired. And then, I think if you start to fatigue Conor, with the grappling, then once you get back on your feet, it'll be easier to crowd him and pressure him into fighting more or less in the telephone booth.
I like that approach a lot. And, unfortunately, a lot of times you see where guys try to improve on all of their elements of their game, their cardio, their ground game, their boxing. But in this particular match, none of those things are going to help you here, Nick. You've got to take a strategy of getting close to him and not giving him any room to get rangy. He doesn't like he doesn't like it there. That's where he doesn't like to fight.
Yeah.
right?
And
So
we're gonna see because I'm a big fan of Dustin Poirier, and I know Dustin likes to stand and throw his hands, and but if if I was really, really, really rooting for Dustin here, I would I would want him to just drag Conor down to the mat to the
right,
canvas,
by hell or high water, no matter what it takes, get
get him down.
inside and start mauling him.
Yeah,
Because Dustin at least has the physicality where he could pull something like that off. Not all guys could. Dustin could do something like that, and it might be his only chance here, Nick.
yeah, and in two realms of the fight where I think Dustin might have the upper hand is cardio. I think Dustin's a little bit more well versed in conserving his energy when things are on the ground and there's grappling exchanges. Whereas we've seen
point.
Conor, when he gets taken down, kind of exert himself a little bit too much and get a little bit over fatigued and not as sharp with his punches and not as quick to get back up. But the other area is toughness. I do think Dustin is one of the toughest guys in the UFC. So if this fight turns out to be a war and a real gutsy battle, I do see Dustin. I can see Dustin coming out with some winning some rounds.
Yeah, right.
But but who knows? I really strongly believe that it's going to be over pretty quickly. I don't think Dustin's going to be able to wear Conor's left hand, and I just don't see him getting Conor down to the ground as early as he needs to really get his game plan going. I think it's going to be quick.
Yeah, you're probably 100% right on that. But I just like to look at an ulterior angle where Dustin may have a small path to a victory. And that's really the only one I can really see. So I bring that up in earnest. But I think you're right with Conor right now is on a mission. And you talk about fight IQ. I think he's probably way above the rest of the class right now. And that's what I was kind of alluding to before, is that if you see the way that Conor has been exposed, he hasn't been exposed with you standing in the middle of the ring and getting hit with those big left hands. He's been exposed by getting ragdolled.
Yeah.
And look, he got choked out by Nate, got choked out by Khabib, right? Nate hurt him, dragged him down, and ragdolled him. So I think you look at that and say, look, if he has a weakness, that's where it's at. That's where you can find it, but not on the ground, not on your feet. You can't find it. Not striking. You can't.
No, you don't want to be engaging in that kind of fight with him.
Right. All right, my friend. I really look forward to this card, and look forward to the undercard as well. A lot of great fights on the undercard. So we'll revisit this again afterwards, and we'll see how it all plays out. I think I'm with you. A little small little wager on Conor wouldn't hurt anybody.
No, not at all. I think it'll be fun.
All right, buddy. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always.
Take care.
Good talking to you. See you later.
Yeah, man. Take care.